Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
My name is Kay Wallace. My company is Tools2Connect. I have a social media marketing agency. I also work with a company called DNAT, Dynamis International, who is a group of us across the country that we work in strategic partnerships. So what I would like to talk with you about today is social media. Is that what you're here for?
Yes.
Okay, great. You're in the right place. Not the yacht club. We're not doing Oh, that's where I'm supposed to be. Oh, yeah, that's right. So there is a reason, Jay and I spoke about this before. There is a reason I am not doing a PowerPoint presentation today. How many of you were expecting that? Oh, good. Two reasons. So for starters, I'm recording this so that you guys, if you miss anything, you can go back and we'll give you the link. We'll have an opportunity at the end that we'll send you the link and you can go watch it again on YouTube, on my channel, so that if you miss something, you can refer back to it. You can also send it as the Burbank Board of Realtors, and thank you, Jay, for having me very much. I really appreciate this. You can also send it to the people that weren't able to be here, and they can get an idea of what they missed and whatever. So here's the goal today. I want to help you in your business. I want to give you the tools that you need to be successful on the internet. The other reason I'm not doing a PowerPoint presentation, because also at the end of my speaking here, whatever I told you could very well have possibly changed. As of this morning at 6:30, I'm watching the national news, and Yelp has changed their algorithm, and everything's changing. So if I do a PowerPoint presentation, I will be going through it and saying, okay, well, that was true last week or this morning, but it's not true right now. So what I want to do is demystify it a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about websites, social media, referring to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and the new one, Pinterest. And we're going to talk a little about SEO. So, does everybody have a piece of paper? I call it a Big Chief and a Crayola. Do you have a piece of paper and a pen? So, if you need one, this is Sharon Uloff in the back. She's my office manager and my brain, my radar, my everything. I can't go anywhere or do anything without her. So raise your hand if you don't have pen and paper, and we'll get you some sent over. So I have a couple of questions for starters. How many of you have your own domain name website? Great, we've got about a half a dozen of you. How many have your company's replicated site? Okay. How many of you have a Twitter Twitter page? How many of you use it? Those are two different questions.
Yes, they are.
How many of you have a Facebook business page?
Facebook social.
Business page. How many of you have a Facebook profile page?
Is that your personal?
That's your personal. Okay, how many of you have a YouTube account? How many of you are videotaping your houses that you have listed to put them on your YouTube channel? Ooh, nobody. Ouch. Okay. Pinterest. How many of you have heard of Pinterest? How many of you have a Pinterest account? All right, now here's the loaded question. How many, the ones of you that have a website, you can't do it on your replicated site, but your own domain name, how many of you have all of those as a plugin on your site? So that it says, the link on Facebook, they can click Facebook and go to you, Twitter and go to you, YouTube and go to you, Pinterest and go to you. You do? You said you do?
No, here's my question.
Yes, questions.
My website neighbor, whatever you call it, they would do it for me?
Your website, yes, whoever.
My website, the people that I pay every month to conduct.
Absolutely.
They would do it.
So her question is, who would do that for you? Your webmaster, whoever is maintaining your website, and depending on what platform your website is in, there typically is social media plugins to go into it. Okay, how many of you have a blog? Oh, we got one with a blog. Okay. How many of you at this point, just with the questions, have checked out and are totally confused with why any of this is important? Okay, so I want to simplify it and break it down. We will get as technical as you want to go, or non-technical. Again, this is interactive. This is your education. I am here for you. I'm not here to stand up and speak at you and tell you all the things, you know, you should do and all this. What I want to happen is, as we go through this, I want you to answer that question for yourself as to, I now know why I need all this, and I now know why it's important. So what I'd like everybody to do, I need a whiteboard. So I'm on a whiteboard here. Well, I can't draw on it.
You want to?
Yeah, that's okay. Well,
Should I have them bring it down?
Oh no, we're good.
Hey, there may be a big board right behind the drapes.
Oh, good. So I can stick my head in the,
I don't know if there's going to give you enough room to draw.
Oh, well.
One on wheels.
Oh, we do have one back there.
5x4.
Oh, didn't even look at that. Okay, so we might be able to set up in a minute. What I want you to do to start with, take that piece of paper you have, and I want you to draw a little bitty circle. A small circle. Okay? Oh, awesome. All right, I want you to put website in the middle of that circle. No, just a small circle. We're going to get bigger. We're drawing bigger circles on the way out.
Right in the middle of that center?
Right in the middle of that circle, put website. Now, I will, for those that have replicated sites, in other words, your company sites, that you're going to have to go back and ask your company if they have that opportunity for you to put this. I mean, they've connected you to the MLS and to all those things, right? But you need to ask them, and that has changed. Every company's I've worked with Rodeo for the last few years, with Sid trying to, to do some of this. And it's a difficult change when you're working in a corporate environment and allowing each individual to do their own thing. So I don't know if it's available with your company. You will have to check if you have a replicated website. That being said, if you don't own your own domain name, would you please go purchase it this afternoon? Your name. How many of you have been with the same company your entire real estate career? Ooh, nobody? Your entire real estate career you've been with the same company. And you expect to be with the same company till you take a dirt nap. Just saying. I mean, I know a mini realtor that has, been with one company for 30 years. And then one in particular, a client of mine, 2 years ago, switched. They closed a couple of offices. She was one of the managers, and she said, "Mom, you know what? I'm going over here now." What does that?
She lost your website.
No, she's been a client for a few years. Yep, her transition was easy. If you have a replicated site, if you have a corporate site, what do you have to do?
Well, your new website administrator will pick you up and bring you over.
Start over.
Well, no, they'll pick you up and bring you over when I left.
When I say start over, everything I talk about today has to do with the internet. Who owns the internet? Anybody know?
Nobody.
United Nations.
I'm sorry?
The UN.
Google owns the internet. basically. When I say own, I don't mean literally, I mean they make all the rules. We play by Google's rules. Our social media plays by Google's rules. Can I have a, oh, there it is.
Do you want it closer so it's in the shot?
Would you please? Vanna, thank you. So those at home watching later can see. All right, so.
Can everybody see it?
I'm okay.
All right, so this is what we've done, and we've said website. Why do I want you to buy? The back's in the way. Okay, that's going to be a bit of a.
Yeah, but the bag is holding the camera.
Okay. This is our song and dance version. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Can you see everybody? Can everybody
So
see?
I'll walk you through. If you can't see it, we're okay. I mean, I'm going to walk you through all of this anyway. So I just said Google owns the internet. Everything you do, you need to play within Google's rules, or what we call their, algorithms, which is, once again, what was true this morning is not true as I speak right now, because it changes. So there are people out there, how many of you are familiar with the term SEO? Okay, SEO is search engine optimization. And that means, how do I get my site, my website, optimized for Google to find me? Okay, so now what I want you to do is draw a bigger circle on the outside. So now you just got,
How many circles are we drawing?
well, I don't know yet.
Running out of pages.
So now I want you to take, and I want you, just like a wheel, I want you to draw some spokes. As many as you want, doesn't matter. We'll fill in some and we'll leave some blank. And now what I want you to do is put arrows on the end of each of those.
Arrows on each end.
Arrows on each end of those lines. Okay? So now that you've done that, I want to step aside and talk about the search engine optimization. Just had a conversation with somebody that it's in the process of building their own website. They're at the back. And I apologize, your name again? Darlene, thank you for being a great example today, because I'm going to talk about exactly what we had a discussion before we started. So Darlene she has her own domain name. She's in the process of building her site. She asked she wants photos, the house photos, all on the sites. You all do, right? It's a visual, we're a visual world. So to do that, Google can't search photos. So something you can ask your web designer is, are my photos optimized? We call them alt tags or alternate tags. Anybody ever been to Google and you just did a search for whatever?
Yeah.
And it says images? And you wonder, why are those images showing up? Why do some images show up and some don't?
They have alt tags.
They have alt tags. You want the homes on your website, you want to be able to be found. So there's two different types of SEO. We have on-site SEO, meaning your web page. Is it set up? Replicated sites, by the way, cannot be optimized. Cannot.
What cannot be optimized?
Replicated corporate websites cannot be optimized.
Right.
Does anybody know why?
Because they're not owned by you.
Correct. They're not owned by you, they're owned by corporate. So they're optimized for the corporate entity, not for you. Did anybody have a light bulb turn on as to why I said go get your own name this afternoon? No?
Because you're your own business and you should have it.
Correct, you're your own business. And it's about, yes, you can be with Keller Williams, Rodeo, whatever company that may be. But you still want to brand you. Make sense? Okay. So now that side, if you own your own domain, go back to your webmasters and make sure you have that on-site optimization. You can have a company do that, and I'll tell you about any of this stuff that you want done. Either, if I don't do it, I have strategic partners through DNET that do. So I can connect you with somebody that does.
So that's something that your website administrator will turn on? Is your on-site optimization?
Well, it's not a turn on with your website.
It's
Your website needs to be built correctly in the first place.
It's the verbiage.
Yes, it needs to have, and that's, we won't get into all the technical stuff, but, you know, might have a third party look at it and see if it's optimized. I just got back when was it? Yesterday morning? Yes, I don't know. Spent 3 days in wine country. I have a client there. She's been spending $4,000 a month for a web guy. Yeah.
That's great.
She owns a cooking school. She owns, and we get in there, and there were 4 of us that went to do kind of a complete overview of her business. Now, she's very well known in the food world. She's an executive chef. She also sells wood-fired ovens. She has, wonderful lady, been in business 30 years. She thought everything was being done. Her website was not set up to ever, ever, ever be found for anything.
I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
What would you consider for just a regular little website like me, a lot of hits a month? Is 1,000 hits a month good?
Yeah, so what she asked was, how many hits a month would be considered good? I can't answer that question because everybody's different. What are you wanting to be found for? What area? I can't answer that. How long have you been there versus are you getting started? Are you doing SEO? Is everything set up right? Are you doing the social networking? Are you
Wouldn't the answer be, well, if your client went from 1 to 10, or if you actually got some buyers of 1,000 hits, wouldn't you determine that 1,000 hits will be good? If you've got 1,000 hits, and you picked up 100 buyers, I would think that would be good.
Okay, so his question was, if you're getting 1,000 hits and you get 12, you're buying or whatever, that's what we call conversion. So if you're getting 5,000 hits and no conversion, something's wrong. If you're getting 100 hits and 10 conversions, something's right. So this is an ongoing process. So now I'm going to talk briefly, just real quick, about a static website, and this is why I asked if you had a blog and the social media. Static website, Google doesn't recognize. Static means this is sitting here, it's a photo, and it never changes. Never changes. Nothing new ever goes on it. Nothing's ever, it is there. How many of you believe that you have a static website? It's a painting with nothing ever changing. The easiest way to change this, a static website, is incorporate your social media and a blog. If you're not blogging, can I please recommend you blog? Pick a subject you're good at. It doesn't have to be, formal and oh my gosh, what do I say? And I deal with this all day long. What do I say? What do I tell them? Who's going to listen to me? You're not doing it for your audience. Who are you doing it for?
You.
No. Who are you doing a blog for? Who needs to see it?
This is the Google.
Google! Woo! We have a winner. Who said that? All right. Everything you're doing is for Google. If you do it all for Google, the business automatically starts happening. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So this is why I'm trying to demystify this a little bit. How many are confused already? Okay, ask questions. I do not want you to be confused. I want to simplify this. Question. Where did I lose you? Yes, where did I lose you? Okay, so you're processing. I'm okay with processing. I don't want anybody to just go, I'm out of here. I want you to follow me. I'm bouncing around a little bit, but we're going to bring it all together, and there's a method to the madness. Okay? So I know you thought you came to hear just about social networking, but we're going to tie it all. That's what we're trying to do, is tie it all in together. Blog is the easiest way to do that. Social plugins on your website is the other way to do it. I spoke with somebody earlier about Twitter. And that was you. Okay. So she says, Twitter, I don't know what they're doing. I got people follow me. I don't get it. You may or may not get business directly off of Twitter, but Google loves Twitter. As long as it's connected to your site. Google owns YouTube, by the way. Yeah. Facebook, Pinterest. Oh my gosh, Pinterest for realtors. I mean, y'all were just like rained upon this wonderful little program, this platform of Pinterest. It's all about pictures and visuals. You need Pinterest on your web. That's part of the social plug-in. It's new, still learning, but you can send your clients. Go to my Pinterest page. These are my most recent. You can put all of your photos on your Pinterest account. People can. Why is that important? They can share them. When they share them, what happens?
They grow. More people are involved.
Exactly. Does that take the work off of you? This is what we're trying to do, for you to work smarter instead of harder. Want the referrals coming in? How many of you love referrals?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody wants referrals. Is that not easy? Who wants to go out? Who still goes and farms and knocks on doors? Who still does that? Is it effective?
Yes.
Yes. But can it be more effective? Could you take what you do and go, you know what? Just if you want to learn more about me, check out my website, my Facebook, my Twitter, just wherever you want to go. You want to be where your clients are. Do you know where they are? No. Some of them are on Twitter. Some of them are on Facebook. Some of them are YouTubers. Some of them are Yelpers. Some of them are, you want to be where they are. You want them to come to you. Everything I do is referral based. I do not go out and look for business. I am booked so far in advance that I don't need to make outgoing phone calls. I haven't in years of people calling me to get into the pipeline. Wouldn't that be awesome for you guys? Just go, I'm sorry, I'm tied up the next 3 weeks. When can I schedule you in? Oh, you're an out-of-towner? Let me see what I can do. Are you with me so far? Okay, so now, what do you think we put in each of these wheel spokes? What's going out from your website? What have we just been talking about?
LinkedIn, Twitter.
LinkedIn, Twitter. What else?
Pinterest.
Facebook,
YouTube.
Pinterest, YouTube.
Cloud.
I'm sorry?
Cloud.
Clout.
Cloud.
Clout.
C-L-O-U-T.
You get a K-L-O-U-T. Clout. You get a clout score based on how involved in the internet you are. Where are you being found? What's your clout score? You don't really do anything with it except you set up an account, you go, you set everything up, and as long as everything is linked, you're good to go. This is what we're talking about, is links. Linking. It's all got to be together. What's another one that we haven't even talked about yet? I'm sorry?
Blogging.
Active Rain. That's kind of just that. I don't know enough about that in the realty world to know how it functions in this world. It may or may not. I can't tell you that. Somebody else here that's very familiar with that would just have that conversation about Active Rain earlier. I know enough about it to be dangerous and probably will lie to you, so I'm not going to address it. So,
Blog.
blogging? Yes. Blogs. What else have we not discussed? We talked about Twitter.
Can you review all of the ones you have so far?
Absolutely. We have LinkedIn. We have Twitter. We have Facebook. We have Pinterest. We have YouTube. Clout, K-L-O-U-T. Blog. Have you ever seen, I'm going on a website or anywhere it says G+? Google Plus.
That's another one?
That's another one. You want somebody to what we call plus one it.
Plus one it?
Yep, it's called plus one it. If you go to a website and you see, if you see a very relevant, active, on top of things website, you'll be able to plus one it, share it on Facebook, tweet about it, you know, tag it, comment on it. What does that do? What does it do for Google? It says you're relevant. You have to be relevant. Google only likes websites that are relevant and content heavy. So you're relevant. And you know what? It's a validation. It says that everybody else is going, oh, okay, that's relevant. They're relevant to what they're doing. So it's sharing. People are sharing. People are commenting. That's like, how some of you are too young for this. Now I'm going to show my age. Remember the old Clairol commercial? They tell two friends, and they tell two friends, and they tell two friends. Right? The young people are going, what is she talking about? You know? But that's what we're talking about on the internet. If you set it up correctly on the front end, well, the website has to be on the back end, but visually and everything, functionality correctly, you're making it easy for, if I've got a friend that's moving from Texas to LA and I find a house, I go, oh my gosh, there's a Susie, boom, look at this one. Rather than, oh, let me download the link, let me copy it in an email, let me, you know, and then I'll send you an email, and then, oh, the link didn't work, I have to have a login, I have to go, you know. You're making, don't make it difficult. We want to simplify it for your audience. Yes, ma'am. Question.
What is the purpose of tagging and how do you tag?
Are you we're referring to Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. So, what she asked us, what is tagging? What's the importance of it on Facebook? Does anybody understand what that question? All right, here's why it's important. Tagging is you're creating a link, a clickable link to somebody. It gives you more validation. Cross-promoting. How many of you work with mortgage companies that, wouldn't it be nice if you two cross-promoted each other? Every time you did a deal, you said, you know, I closed a deal with XYZ at ABC, and you made it a clickable link. Are you promoting them?
Yes.
What if they did the same for you? Now you're a clickable link. That's what we want to do. Make it easy for people to find you. But everything's going to, so we talked about everything's driving from here. And by the way, let me just finish up on this Google Plus. It's a, would you mind just checking this, making sure, thank you. If you have to have a Gmail account, go create a Gmail account. okay? And that creates you a Google+. You can do what we call Hangouts on Google. It's a video. Anybody deal with an out-of-town clients that are, coming in and, you're on the phone and they really don't get to know you? Do you know you can actually record video? Here? Gee, you could have a hangout with a mortgage company. What if you did a little power team thing and said, let's get a realtor, a mortgage, who else could you get in your sphere of influence?
Escrow officer.
Escrow officer. Who else? Title. Who else?
Real estate attorney.
Real estate attorney. Anybody else?
A buyer.
I'm sorry?
A buyer.
A buyer. Holy smokes. We just hit the nail on the head. What if you're the realtor? I mean, wrap your brain around this. What if you are the realtor that says, you know what, buyer? I got this team. What did I tell you when I started? I have a team of strategic partners I work with that are experts in their field. You have a team of strategic partners that are experts in your field that you work with on a daily basis. You know what, buyer? I would love to do a Google Hangout, a video chat. And because that's why you don't have to take notes, I'm going to record it to my YouTube channel so you can watch it over and over again in case you miss anything. So I'm going to get the real estate attorney, and I'm going to get escrow, and I'm going to get the title, and I'm going to get blah, 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 blah. Do you think the other people, the strategic partners with you will go, holy smokes, I'm in? You think so? Why wouldn't they? It's free promotion. You're marketing them as well as yourself, and the buyer's like going, wow, he or she's got a team. Make their life easier. It's not that hard. Google Plus, and there's all kinds of things. You just go, how to do a Google Hangout. Do a Google Hangout with each other until you figure it out. It's easy. I have a client here in LA, West LA, that we do a Google Hangout every Friday afternoon because it's a huge company. We have the PR team. We have the strategic marketing team. We have my team, the social media team, which I've got, there's 4 of us that need to get on there. You've got, gosh, I don't know what else is, the CEO and the COO and the blah and the, whatever. Now you can have 10 people on this Hangout.
Where do you find Google Hangout?
It's on Google Plus. Create a Google Plus account. It's right there.
I'm just getting my email.
It's in, create a Gmail account, create a Google Plus account. It's right there. And I won't go into how you add people and connect with people. You can just, your whole library of emails. You can find all those folks. And you can create this. You can create without a buyer. Create an educational series. Wouldn't that be awesome? That you could put on your YouTube channel. Does Google like YouTube?
Yeah.
Yes.
God owns it. So you think they're going to be crawling YouTube? Absolutely. So how many of y'all lost so far? Everybody still with me?
Yes.
Have I simplified a little bit of the mystery of the website for you?
Yes.
Yeah, but I think you need a website administrator to do it.
Yes, you do. You need a good website administrator. I have a list. If any of you want, and this will be something when I pass out at the end, there'll be a place for additional comments or questions. If you want this, please put it on that form. If you want somebody to find out if your website's done right, or if you need a web designer, those will all be on there to check. But just make sure they're in your best interest. And make sure everything is doing it right.
And do we have to pay for that?
We'll have consultations afterwards, and some of it yes, some of it no. Some of it we can do for free, some of it we'll no. Yes, question?
Most Twitter, YouTube, Yelp, I think they're free.
Yes?
But like, it's just fun, like when I got Pinterest, I think I have to upgrade or something.
No. Love this question. So what he just said was, I think Twitter and some of these are free, but with Pinterest he had to upgrade. LinkedIn, there's a paid version. Here's the thing. If you set it up right and you're doing it all right and they're all connected, don't pay for them. Don't pay for these platforms. Now, LinkedIn won't like me saying that, but if you're handling your business right and you're engaging, don't pay for them. What you should be paying for is to make sure that your website is set up correctly. You own your site. In other words, your web designer doesn't own it. You own it. And this is what I was going to say. Put down, I have a list of 50 ways to avoid a snake oil web designer. I have a sheet, 50 ways to avoid a snake oil web designer. Some of you will know what snake oil means. Snake oil. In the old days, and they used to come, before, they come through the town, and they sell you the elixir. It cures everything. Right? Just buy it. One bottle. You buy one bottle, you get another one free. It cures everything. Oh, I don't care what you have. It cures everything. There's web designers out there. I'm not bashing anybody. There's social media people out there. Some people may disagree with what I say. But you don't want to get taken by that snake oil web designer. So it's all about education and you learning the right questions to ask. Has anybody ever got a phone call that says, I can guarantee to get you on first page of Google?
Yeah.
I get them 3 times a day. You know what I tell them? Unless you work for Google, unless you're like, I don't know how you're going to do that. What they're in essence telling you, and I just had a company call yesterday, hey, there's a new program out, and we're going to get you within 30 days, we're going to get you on the first page of Google. You know what my question was? For what? The guy says, I don't know what you mean. Well, what are you going to get me on for? I'm a social media management company. Are you going to get me on for social media? If you're going to do that, I'm in. Are you going to get me on for, dog bathing poodles? You see where I'm going with that? It's asking the right questions. Don't be taken by all of these things out there that pick up the phone and call you and tell you they can do all these wonderful things for you. Because whose best interest are they looking out for? Their own. They're out to make sales. They don't care. They're going to make a sale and they're going to move on. And you're just a number. So make sure you're asking the right questions that if any SEO expert, social media expert, web developer, any of those can't go, no, I can't do that. What should you do? Run, walk away, trip over your water bottle. Okay? This is my goal, is about education. It's about you getting the right things for your business and being found in the right places and not being taken advantage of, so that your money is spent and invested in the right things. Are you with me on that?
Yes.
How many of you have been taken advantage of by anybody in your business? We all have. We've all made dumb decisions. What makes us great? Because we made dumb decisions and we failed and we learned from them, right? I make dumb decisions all day long. I'm the dumbest person I know. That's how I get smarter. So just, ask questions. So if some of that is, if the web designer questionnaire you'd like, put that on the list at the end of this as well. LinkedIn. I want to talk just briefly about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is what I do not include that in a social media world. LinkedIn, in my opinion, is a business search engine. It's a business Google. Your profile and your account in LinkedIn should set up to be found just like you're being found in Google. Does that make sense? And I do an entire 8-hour workshop on LinkedIn, so I'm not going to go into all the intricacies. It's a very powerful tool.
It's a very
powerful tool to use. Okay? So I'll just tell you to have your presence on there. You can also
And link it to your website.
link it to your website.
And
Absolutely.
And will you get some, even though that's business and the rest is social, is that still?
Absolutely. A lot of people consider it a social networking site. Thank you. Okay, I just personally don't. I consider it a business search engine. Groups in LinkedIn. So I'm talking about groups in general. Groups in LinkedIn, groups in Facebook. Any of you belong to groups?
Yeah.
Great. What groups do you belong to?
International real estate.
I'm sorry?
International real estate.
International real estate. What else?
6 others.
And 6 others? Okay. Do any of you belong to groups, whether in Facebook or whether in LinkedIn, of first-time home buyers? Or any of you belong to groups that are your potential clients? Why not? Can you answer them questions? Can you educate them? Can you say, here's what I'm doing? You're not picking up the phone and going, hey, I'm the best there is. Who wants to be sold to? Does anybody in this room want to be sold to? Neither do your clients. Your potential clients, they don't want to be sold to. But people love to buy. Love to buy. I just had to buy a new air conditioning system for the house. I'm like, oh my God, I can do one of two things. I'm pretty networked in the Valley. It's like, oh, who would I know? And all of a sudden in my brain, I was like, nothing worked. Who do I know? Who do I know? Oh, yeah. Dean Guilford. There's a plug for you, Dean. Dean's on Facebook. His wife does all his Facebook stuff. Oh, yeah. It's Kilowatt AC. Boom. Hey, Dean. On Facebook, my air's out. It's 110 degrees outside. It was during the major heat. When do you get there? How long do you think it took him to call me? Less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes. 3 days later, he made a $5,500 sale. What happened 2 weeks later? Now, I went on and went, I'm tagging him on Facebook. I'm making him a clickable link. I'm going, if you need an AC, by the way, because it's hot out there, if yours goes out, call AC Kilowatt. Talk to Dean, Do you know what he did within 2 weeks? Made 2 more sales at $5,500. Does he like me? Now, does it make any sense that I would be like in conjunction, whatever, with a heating and air company? Does that really a good, like a referral partner that I team up with? Is he going to be a client of mine? No, his wife runs the social media stuff. But does he meet people all day long? And anybody asking, do you know anybody that has a social media? Who do you think he's going to refer them to? Me. Does that make sense? So you can get referrals all day long on social media. Belong to the groups. If you get one buyer, just ask them to go on, hey, can you do me a favor? Write me a testimonial. Videotape me a testimonial. So this is the last thing we're going to talk about, and I'm going to wrap it up, and then we'll just lay it out there for questions. YouTube, how many houses do you show in a week? Give me an idea. How many houses? What's an average?
5.
5 houses a week. I mean, when I say show, not necessarily buyers. How many do go through one? You just did Caravan today, right? Right before you came here?
Yeah.
How many houses do you see in a week?
Okay, 10.
10, 20. Do you remember everything about them? No. Are you trying to match them up? Are you playing Match.com with buyers, sellers, houses? You playing that game?
Yes.
Do you think your buyers play that game in your head? And when they're going to show, how many of you have had buyers around? And I know because I just went to look at a house. I'm looking to buy an extra house because I have a branch in Texas. And I'm looking for property there, and we spent what? 2 days.
17 houses.
17 houses. Was that total?
Total
17 houses in 2 days. This is on a business trip as well, with me doing, I don't know, half a dozen speaking engagements, meeting with clients, yada, yada. Do you think I remember everything about those 17 houses? Not a dadgum thing.
That's why they give you that little piece of paper.
I'm sorry?
That's why they give you that little piece of paper.
That little piece of paper means absolutely nothing to me.
All that is on this thing.
Yeah, that little piece of paper means absolutely nothing to me. What if either you did it when you go see houses, or so that you can remember them, or you ask your buyers, you know what? I have a little video camera here. Just a small one, a little bitty flip camera. You can buy one for a couple $100. Do yourself a favor, or I'll do it for you as you walk through the house. So this is the front lawn at, 2003 Elm Street. You've got this, and you've got none of this here. And as you're walking through the houses, videotape it. Now we're walking in, and here's the entryway. Now to the right of the entryway, we have the half bath. Now to the left, we have a formal dining room, and then you go in here, and then we have 3 bedrooms upstairs, and we have... And the buyer says, oh, maybe. Okay, great. Do you know I came home from that going, I had, 2 that I was interested in. And the more I thought about it after I got home, I went, you know what? There's this one over here that I actually said no to. That might work, but I can't remember the layout. Did it have this? Did it have that? Did it have it? If they have video, do you think you might make a quicker sale?
Yes.
Then what do? Set it up, download it, upload it to YouTube. This is for client Susie Jones. They can go to your YouTube channel and watch their housing tour all day long. But so who can somebody else? Who else can see it?
Anybody that goes on the YouTube.
So now what are you doing? It's called leverage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not for everybody.
Yeah. Now you can say, you know what? If you'll go to my YouTube channel and look at this, here's the link to it. Here's the link to this video. There's 3 houses in there that you might be interested in. So when you get to the one that blah, 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 separate them out. Do them individual houses. You don't have to do it one thing. This is 2003 Elm Street. This is 1005, blah, blah. Now what are you doing?
With our current rules and regs, though, don't we need the seller's permission and the listing agent's permission?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
A lot of listing agents will not even let you take
Yeah,
one picture
right.
of it. I tried
And
doing that
sellers,
yesterday.
and those sellers, because I know actually somebody in a lawsuit on the west side.
Yeah, and we just went through a whole training at my office. They don't want us doing any of that because of lawsuits.
Okay, and that's fine. That's fine. This is where it makes no sense to me.
I know.
Makes absolutely no sense. When I was in Dallas, there were 2 through. No, I don't want to show the house. And she's like, my buyer's in from LA. I got 2 days. And I was like, well, obviously they don't want to sell their house, so I don't want to buy it. Are they losing sales? If you have a seller, what would you tell your seller? I really highly recommend. Now, hide your, your goodies and hide your,
They're not,
they're
breaking into houses based on some
Yeah.
stuff, so they should really.
yeah, you have to be careful. I'm not saying you're showing, now here's the diamond ring sitting on the, You're talking about the general layout.
You guys the link to share anyone if you want.
No, but you cannot take a picture of someone's property. That's their property without their permission.
No, I know, but it's
You can share the MLS link,
Yeah.
as long as it's in the MLS.
Yeah.
Or the MLS.
Yes, you can share that.
No, I know.
But if-
Texas, you should have taken those links and emailed them to you.
Yeah. But now what I did when I was in Texas, I videotaped it myself. I went out of video. I'm not putting it on. I'm doing it for me. And by the way, on YouTube, you can make those links private. You know, they don't have to be there. So if you've got somebody that's being concerned, well, I'm just doing it. My buyers just want to, so they can do it. It's just something that I offer for them to do. It won't be out on the internet. It's just for them. And then you can make it a private link so they can see their own and share it with their cousin and sister. And what do you think about this one? You know, it is a privacy issue, and that's going to be on an individual basis. You'll get some. If you're selling my house, I sold a house 3 years ago in Woodland Hills. I'm like, do whatever you want to, market the you know what out of me. I want everybody to see it.
You want the highest.
Exactly. So, okay, yes, question, or you're telling me I'm done.
For those that don't need it private, that make it public, couldn't they then link that to their blog?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's ways to do that. It's really easy.
There's always a way to do it. I'm just giving you platforms and ideas. I want you to go away from here today with ideas of how to make it work for your business. I'm not standing here telling you you have to do everything of this. There's always going to be exceptions. It's going to be your personality. It's going to be where you're comfortable or not comfortable with. I just want to simplify things of how it works. And then you can choose to do whatever functionality you want to do. Okay, so questions. We've got just a few minutes for questions. Yes?
Yeah, well, after you go through this whole process, you mentioned blog, you mentioned YouTube video. What is the average time? Because I have trouble making time.
Yes?
I mean, not only I saw real estate, but there's a full-time job involved, and you have to do this whole promotion. So marketing, is it like an average? I mean, what's the average that someone spends to promote themselves? It sounds like this. For instance, if I have a 40-hour shift, now I'm going to be promoting myself. Is that like another 20 hours?
Oh, no. This is what I'm talking about, leverage. Do you know what I do? I sit in front of my computer and I do, I've got an idea, I want to do a quick video. And by the way, if you're doing an educational video on real estate or on, if you have a specialty within real estate, make that no more than 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes, all anybody's going to watch. I go in there and do a video tip, blah, 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 and, I run my mouth for a couple of minutes. It goes on my YouTube channel. I automatically share it on Google+, Facebook, Twitter, and it goes to my blog on my website. Done. I just blogged. I did a video blog. You do a written blog, same thing. Now, if you've got somebody in your office that can translate that video into writing, now your blog on your website can be optimized and be found. So this is what I don't want you to do. Don't overcomplicate it. Leverage what you have. If everything's connected just like this, and the reason we have arrows is they're going out to those places and they're coming into the website. Out from the website, into the website. Out, in, out, in. You see? And then what we didn't do is all of these now have arrows. You see what we're doing? So you do it once, and it goes everywhere. Does that help answer that question? If you're a writer, write one. Write a blog, and then it goes to everything. Take a picture of the house. Write about the house. There's a blog. You're marketing their house. This is the way I market. This is what I do special for my clients. If you're selling a house for me, I want somebody who's doing this. I want my house to be found all over the place. Yes, ma'am, question.
The easiest way to videotape yourself for the 2 minutes, is it on your iPhone? What do you use to, download it right away?
So the question is, what equipment do you use to videotape yourself? It could be anything. You can use your iPhone. That's fine. We're videotaping this. I have a Logitech camera here that just goes straight in. It will be converted. It'll go straight to my YouTube page. On Facebook, I can send it out to whatever. I can do with it what I want. So it's totally up to you. You can use a little flip cam. You could don't overcomplicate it. Something simple. Make sense? Okay. One last question. Any? Yes.
How much is their monthly fee
For
for setup?
I try to simplify it for you guys. However, in doing everything we talked about, there would be multiple companies involved, because anybody who can tell you they can do all of this and do it well, they're probably overloading themselves. Because I can tell you how all this works. Do I build websites? Absolutely not. I'm not that smart.
But you put it all, you link it all together
Mm-hmm.
to the website.
Yes. Yes. But I don't build my website. I got no clue how to build a website. Not a clue. In my business, I'm smart enough to know that it was done right. And I knew all the right questions to ask. But I don't know how to do this. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a website?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know that Reality Tech gives a free website to Burbank Association of Realtors? So now it's minimal, but it's free. It's minimal, but I think next year we may have we may talk about doing a class with Reality Tech coming here and blah blah blah. But they do that, and that's a service we can get them for free.
Okay.
How you want to develop your website and how far developed you want it is different.
Yeah.
When you're starting to pay.
And it's learning what they're offering you and their limitations. It's about, they may offer you everything that I'm talking about. If they do, awesome. Take advantage of it. I'm just trying to educate you, so I don't want you taken down the wrong path, spend all this money, and then at the end of it you go, what have I got? So yes, last question.
Last question. So if you've got everything set up, the website, you've got Facebook, you've got everything out there but not linked together.
Yes.
How much would you charge to link it all together?
Okay, so the question is, if you have all these things out there, and
Just sitting there.
yeah, and you've got that static website sitting there, but you have all these other things, what would it cost to link them all together? I can't answer that, and here's why. Because everybody's website is built on different platforms, so it depends on the platform it was built on.
Who's your host on your website?
It's
Do you know who your host is? Huh?
The hosting, yeah, and hosting is a totally another thing that we haven't touched. The host can't. Your web designer, if they've done it right, can do that. You can do some of it, or you can hire other people to do that.
Do you do that though? I mean, does your company?
I do not work within websites. I can refer you somebody that can. We have multiple good vetted out web developers that can do that. That's not something that I do. I do the social media part. That's my area of expertise. Same thing with SEO. I don't do search engine optimization, but I can connect you with the best people that can. Okay? Yes?
Your services are managing that thing that us get the right social media for the webpage?
Yes. We are the voice for a lot of clients. I have a staff that we're the voice for a lot of our clients. So from neurosurgeons and hospitals to wineries to you name it, that don't have the time to manage it. All right, so thank you. I'm over my time. I appreciate everything. If Sharon gave you a form to fill out, would you do that for us, please? If you hand the form into her, you'll get a nice cloth. And I have one last favor to ask. Thank you so much for your time and allowing me to come in and speak with you and learn more about your business. I would like to do a group photo, if that's possible. That, by the way, will go on my social media sites. That will help promote you. And we'll also go into our DNet network. So if everybody could do that, I would appreciate it. So thank you so much. Can you turn it off? And if you also need a link to this video, be happy to give you that if you give Sharon your information.